Hi everyone, Kim here with Card Creations by Kim.blogspot.com, and a girlfriend of mine is getting married this Saturday, and she's getting married at the beach, and her little party favors are beach sandals and sparkly things. So I thought I would make her a wedding card that is incorporated in that theme. Now let's get started, and I'll talk about the products I used as I'm making the card. First, we're going to use a 5.5 by 4.5 card base, and I used the Color Book cardstock that I got at Michael's. I'm just trimming off the perforated edge there. It's $10. Let me just show it to you real quick for this entire tablet. And it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's not a real thick cardstock, but it does the job. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 5.5 by 4.25. I'm scoring it here. Go like so, and then just trim off the excess. Zoom out my camera a little bit, as far as it'll go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to use is I'm going to use my corner punch, and what this does is it cuts out the punches so that you can slide, well, you can do photos, or in this case I did a layer or a mat. And how this works is you just line up your corner like so and punch. On this one here, you're going to line up the fold and punch. And then the way I do it here is I flip it over, and I have a little bit of problems getting that in there. Okay. Because I'm trying to put it in wrong, that's why. That was funny. Okay, so I'm flipping the card so that it's turned over on the inside, like so. And then I'll do the same on this bottom corner here. That way you have your little inserts. So let's put this aside. And I have some things pre-cut. These are little sandals, and they came from the Cricut cartridge Life's a Beach, and they are on page 64, and I actually cut these at 2.5, and you have to cut this layer and then you cut layer 1. And the way I did it was I used some sparkly paper that I had. I bought this in single sheets at Michael's last year around Christmas time. You can see where I've already cut out. And then for her sandals, I used this sparkly paper again. I bought this at Michael's. And then for his sandals, I used this blue. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and emboss the cardstock layer. And it is cut at 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Which is a little bit smaller than the folder, so I want to be sure I line it up so that all of it gets embossed. There we go. Oops, slide down in there. That will help it. Use my Sizzix. Run that through. Now I thought about getting some glimmer mist and putting a little bit of glimmer mist on this, but yeah, I changed my mind at the last minute. So you can see how that's embossed, and then you just take your card base and slide it in like so. I have 3 of these punches from EK Success, and I use them a lot when I scrapbook. it just kind of gives the picture a nice little touch to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and adjust this. That one's kind of getting stuck, so pull it from behind. Now, if you don't like the way this looks on the inside, you can certainly cut another layer of the 5.5 by 4 1/4 and just carefully tape it or adhere it on the inside. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. I've already done her shoes. They're going to go right here. So let's go ahead and do his shoes. And I'm using Tombow and my tweezers. And adhesive won't work on this particular type of paper because it is too thick. The glue definitely stays better. And I also inked the edges of the sandals in Tim Holtz Distress ink, and just a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, there you go. And then same with this, got built up glue on my tweezers here. Beach weddings are so fun, and the weather here in California is going to be perfect for it. Okay, so there's his sandals, and those are going to go right here. Now another thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and stamp the Forever and Ever and Ever, and that came from a Recollections stamp set. This one here. Got some really cute things on this one as well. And some Memento black ink. And this is cut at 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And try to line this up. Make it nice and even if I can. Very good. And I'm going to pop this on the card. And I'm just using Recollections foam adhesives. And I'm going to put one on one end and one on the other. There we go. And I'm going to take a little bit of the color box sand color here, and I'm going to ink the edges just a little bit here and give it a little bit of color. That's going to go right there, and I'm leaving just a little bit of a space so you can still see the card. Now with the sandals, I'm using 2 different types of foam adhesives because I want hers to pop up a little bit more than his. So I'm going to use these thicker adhesives, foam dots, well, foam squares in this case. I'm just going to cut that in half. Put one here and one here. I don't want it to see. You can see it if you... I'm going to place that one about right here. And then let's do a right sandal. And we'll put this one about right there. And then for his, I'm going to use the circle ones because they're not as thick. Just kind of give some dimension to the card. that right there. And then this one down here. Now, when I cut the sandals, because the glitter paper is so thick, I did it on multi-cut. And I did actually use the deep blade, deep cut blade, just to play it safe. And then I'm going to put his sandal right there. Let's cut this. And his right sandal. Right there. Alrighty, that is their wedding card. Forever and ever and ever and ever. They're a very sweet couple. I'm just so happy for the both of them. Now on the inside I'll go ahead and write my sentiment, and again you can cover this up if that bugs you that it's open like that. So alrighty, that's my wedding card for today, and thank you. Have a nice sunshiny day. Bye bye.